So in this video, I want to talk to you a little bit about how to create a key skills section in your resume. So let's take a look at it. So basically, listing your key skills is another great way that you can talk about to your recruiters or to your interviewers about what skills that you have developed over time without them needing to go through your resume and figure those things out, right? So if you have key skills that if you've been working in the industry for a few years and you have developed certain skills, and very likely you have developed skills, if you especially if you work for about a year or longer, right? And if you work in pretty much majority of the IT fields, you would have worked with certain types of processes that are necessary, tools that are necessary, seek certain key concepts that you have gained understanding over time. So these are what I would consider to be key skills, right? So listing them out clearly, right, on your resume, and I'll show you how to kind of list them out. So we kind of be listing them out in this kind of format, right? You will see where you basically have about 6 to 8 of them that you display, and talks about what kind of specifically key skills that you have developed over time, right? So for example, this was a resume that we were creating for a customer success manager role, right? And you can see one of the first times we have identified as customer success, technical support, and sales administrator, project management, relationship building, partnership development, and technical writing and cybersecurity. So these are some of the skills that he already had that I saw also when I was going through job descriptions that was relevant, right? That these skills will keep coming up, right? So I want to give you a little bit of few steps on how to figure out what are the key skills you should be even putting in on your resume, right? So the first thing you should do, right, if you're applying for a job role, right, identify about 5 to 10 job descriptions that is related to the ideal job that you're applying for, right? Because if you're applying for, let's say that you are applying for roles such as project manager, right? So there are a lot of project management jobs out there, a lot of descriptions out there. So find one that is most relevant to the ideal role that you want. It could be in IT project management, it could be in construction project management, whatever it is. But I find a few of them that matches specifically what you want to accomplish, okay? Or what you want to get as your ideal role. Get about 5 to 10. And go through them, essentially go and maybe you can print them out, or maybe you can put it on copy paste it onto Word, right? And identify 20 to 25 keywords that you see in the job description that is recurring. So keep, there's certain things that you will see when you're going through the 5 to 10 job description. The certain words might be keep recurring, right? It might be things related to specific skills, things like planning. For if you're like, let's look at it as a project manager as an example. It could be related to planning, scoping, managing tasks, hiring people, right? And initiating a project, working with stakeholders. So those are specifically certain things that you probably see, right? And also one of the major one would be budgeting, right? Obviously, right? So and these are some of the key skills that you will keywords that you keep coming and you will see on your job description. So identify and make a note of what these keywords that you keep seeing in these things, because these are very likely the skills that are necessary, right, for you to do well in this job and for you to develop if you don't have them already, or if you have them, and then you can essentially outline it for them, right? So now the third step is basically identify key skills. Identify key skills that are best represent your past experience from the 20 to 25 key words that you identify from the step above, right? So what that essentially means that identify, like the ones that you keep seeing that relevant to you, that you have developed some sort of an expertise in, some sort of an ability in, right? So you will see when you take a look at that 20 to 25, you will notice certain things that you have done before, certain things you are very well versed in, right? So those are the ones in, as you see in the fourth step, that you want to add onto the essentially the key skills section of your resume, right? So again, the first step, go through 5 to 10 job description to see, that matches your ideal job. Second step, find keywords, recurring keywords, right? Based on the 5 to 10 job descriptions you found, find the keywords that are keep appearing. Third one, identify skills and keywords that represent you. That means the skills and abilities or software tools or whatever that you specifically have experience and well versed in, right? And also you will see when you going through, and then obviously the fourth step, and add essentially those add those 6 to 8 keywords or skills that are relevant to you, right? So you will see one of the things that when you're going through this job description, you probably notice certain things, there's a gap in your understanding. So you can essentially take courses or take certifications or courses that are relevant to that will essentially give you the necessary background you need, right? So then you can go ahead again, put those things that you are essentially have experience and skills in. Okay, so that's one of the things that I would recommend that you do in order for you to feel, comfortable with this exercise where you list your key skills. Again, this is one of those things when they see key skills that the company has or company needs, it really makes them comfortable, makes them want to talk to you more, because it's, you are able to deal with those problems and issues using your skills that the company needs, right? So take time to do this step. It will pay off a lot. Okay, so let me show you some of the key example key skills that you can essentially list out. Things like you can list out things like project management, client success, digital marketing, people management, relationship management. So things like SQL. So if you know any programming languages, you can talk about that. Task delegation, management. A lot of companies, a lot of people need that aspect, that be ability to delegate tasks and manage it as well, especially if you're going into like things like that have a little bit of project management associated with it, right? And you need to know a little bit of, if you need to know a little bit of network security, identify that, especially if you're going through IT roles, right? And things like partnership development, if you're in like customer success kind of roles, right? Technical support, agile methodology, Salesforce, AWS, Scrum methodology, technical writing, Python. So these are some of the things that you can essentially put, right? And how to display it, as you saw it before, this is kind of the way you can display it in like, format it in a way this way. But you can also, there's other ways, you can see in my templates that I've given you, there's a couple of ways that you can display the skills that you have gained in your life, right? So that's what I have for this video. Take the time to do this exercise. Make sure that you can list out as at least 6 to 8. Start with 6 if you can find too many, and then improve it to 8 over time as you do it. So again, one of the things I would say is that continue to do this exercise over time, so you can continually improve your resume with the skills also that you are gaining over time. Okay, I'll see you on the next video.